Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to the Pretty Rich Teacher Podcast. I am so excited to chat with you all today. I have one of my lovely clients, my namesake, Jazmin. We're going to hear all about her success. Y'all are going to hear so much about this girl right here. Okay. As a person, listen, if your name is Jazmin, we all understand each other, but you're going to hear all about the power of being a Jazmin. We're going to hear all about Jazmin's success. And the overall topic I want to talk about in this episode specifically is how personality will get you paid. So I'm going to ask questions to Jazmin so y'all can hear a little bit more about who she is, where she was when she first started working with me, what she's doing now. Listen, y'all get to dive in and hear all about it. So say, hey, girl.
Hi, everybody.
Well, how about you introduce yourself, ma'am? You have some new reintroductions because you got a new job too. So tell us a little bit about how long you've been in education. Let's start there. How long have you been in education? What made you why are you where you are right now? What was your whole why? Why did you want to leave education? Why do you want to go into it? Just tell us your story, your short little story.
So I've been in education. I was in education in a district for 8 years, but I also forget to include, all the school and all the degrees. So really 10 to 12 years, I would say. I'm gonna give my props to myself.
Give yourself okay, girl.
So I would say definitely a decade in education, and I loved it. I've always wanted to be a teacher. Well, I wouldn't say always, but definitely once I got to college and realized what I wanted to do, I was like, "Yep, that's it. I love education. I love school. I love learning. I want to teach people." And I knew I wanted to do it. And I remember in classes, they would take us and tell us like scary stories about teachers don't make enough money and have
Mhm.
multiple jobs. And I was like, "I don't care. I'll be fine. It
Mm,
can't be that bad."
mm,
So that I don't know if I've ever actually told you that, but I wanted it. It wasn't until probably within the last 3 years that I was like, "All right, some changes need to happen. Some changes need to happen."
mm,
So I thought that meant changes at the school. So those happened, and still I was like, these changes aren't making anything better." Like,
mm,
I waited another year, and I was like, "This still is just not it's not working." Something just that passion wasn't there anymore. That's what I kept telling you,
mm,
like, my excitement, my gusto, the beginning of the year feelings, like, those were just left,
mm,
and like, it makes me really sad to think about because I had those for so long, and so then they were gone, and I was like I was in a point in, like, my personal life where I was like, "Alright, I can either stay here or move to a different school or commute or it's time. You gotta make a choice, like, if this is really how you keep feeling, are you gonna keep going and keep thinking it's gonna get better, or are you gonna just cut the course?"
mm.
Why? And so again, that's this last school year, it was probably I started the year, I had those feelings too, I was like, "We're gonna see," and then class
Yep.
I was like, "Yep, it's a sign. This is not getting better. It's not.
Mhm.
Pay's not
Mhm.
matching. I'm tired of living paycheck to paycheck. Not working no more." So
Mm.
where I'd already seen you on TikTok.
Okay. Everyone says you've been watching me for a little bit, but tell me.
Well, yes, on TikTok. So you've already been in my head, and I'm like, "Oh, she's living her best life." And so then by December, January, I was like, "Yeah, it's decided."
Mhm. Yes.
Yes.
Tell me a
That's
little bit about those changes. Not to cut you off. You said you did jobs and changes. Like, what does that look like? Because I know some people, it's like, let me go to a different school. Let me do it in grade level. Like, what were those changes that you were doing to kind of, I feel like it was like a little bit of self-soothing. Like, okay, let me just make these tweaks.
Yes,
Talk
yes.
about
That's
that.
exactly what it was, like, class sizes, grade level changes, that was another one, like, being very specific about the class that I wanted. They kinda did give it to
Mhm. Mhm.
the team that I wanted to work on, and it still just wasn't it. So, the class size is one thing I got agreed on, so I had a small class one year, did not work,
Mhm.
did not help, did not help. Then I switched grade levels, did not help, still help.
Mm.
And then the next year, I got them to flip my entire, like, team's roster
Ooh.
thing, still was like, "This is not
Mm.
working." Like, "What?" And so at that point, I'm like, I've tried it all, like, in my
Mhm.
head, I tried
Mhm.
it. I knew I didn't wanna go to admin, I was like, "I'm not moving up."
Yeah.
That was never an option, so
Yeah. You know what I hear? I hear that you are a strong teacher. So they were making it work. They're like, "Yeah, what you need, girl?
oh
You
my
want
god.
this? Here."
Actually, yeah, now that I think about it, I remember one time
Mhm.
hearing to talk to my boss, and I was like, "She's not gonna say yes. She's not gonna say yes." I had a
Mhm.
whole list of reasons why. I walked in, she's like, "That's fine." I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh."
Yeah. As
Yeah.
an admin, when we have a strong teacher that listen, if y'all are listening to this, if you resonate with what Jasmine's going through, that means you are a strong teacher. And that
Mhm.
means that you are worth a lot of money, number one. You
Yeah.
are worth too much for them to, let's say, because the ones who they give, believe it or not, The ones who they give the classroom that they don't or however, what they don't want, they do want you to leave, but clearly they want you to stay. So that's
Mhm,
just one little note.
mhm,
Let's fast forward. At the
mhm.
end of it, I guess, did you have, like, maybe one defining moment, or was it just, like, all together, like, "Okay, yeah, no, I'm for real leaving?" Like, was it just one defining moment, or was it really a culmination of just what you've been doing for a while?
Think it was a culmination because I
Okay,
don't nothing jumps out at me. I think it
okay,
was just and like I said, personal life too, I was moving, so it was either
yeah,
move schools or
okay,
commute or
yeah,
find a new job.
yeah,
Like, and
okay,
by that point, I was like, "You know what? We're about to just jump
yeah,
ship and just
yeah.
try."
So, as for what I'm hearing you say is, "Okay, listen, now that I know, I've tried, I did everything, it's
Mhm.
just sounded like now am I gonna keep talking about it or am I gonna do something about it?" Is what I'm hearing.
Yes,
Okay,
literally yes. And
okay.
hindsight's always 20/20 with this stuff. That's why this whole journey is crazy, program and all
Yeah,
that.
let's dive into this journey. Let's dive into this journey. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about how Jazmin came and then where she's at, and then we're gonna backwards design and talk about how we were able to get there. So I remember our first call. Listen. First of all, this girl had 100 questions, and it's okay. It is okay. So I had our first consultation. She told me where she was at, and I told her, "Okay, this is how I can help." Blah blah. And I said, "If you have any questions, reply back." She sent 10 questions. 10. She's like, "This. I need to do this. What's your success rate? What am I doing? How long is it gonna take? What am I gonna learn?" Da, da, da. And I said, "Come on." And I had answers. I said, "Listen to
Oh,
this. Listen to this."
I was like, "Oh, she answered all paragraphs. Oh, you sold me from that." I was like, "Bet, this is perfect."
And better, like, you went because I said you can listen to this podcast for this, because y'all know, we're on the podcast, I be yapping on here, but you said, "Okay, I listened to this one, okay, I'm ready."
And not being a podcast girly, I went and listened to them,
Listen, that's another thing, so this is her only you said this is the only podcast you have saved on your
and I love it. I love it.
and fun side note, I actually work with Jasmine's sister.
Oh my
They have a battle of who found me first, but Jasmine allegedly this is from what her sister said, that she's not a podcast listener at all.
she's right.
However, you found me first, you just didn't download the podcast, and she's the one who sold you on why you should listen to it, blah, blah, blah.
I'll find these screenshots messages, and we'll pull the evidence out. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I seen her on my For You page."
Yes,
And I'll
yes.
say, let me give her credit in this moment. She was the push that I needed to really like, "All right, I'm gonna dive in this." And
Shout
I'm
out to
really
Whitney.
shout out to Whitney because sis, had she not done that, found your website, I was like, "Oh, like, she's for real, for real." Like, walking the talk. She
Oh
is
my god.
a wall. I was like, "All right, let's do it." So I'll give Whitney that shout out. Sis,
Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So let's go to the beginning, and I'm beginning of okay, I said yes, now okay, I'm here.
yeah.
Burnt out. We were going through because one of the very first things I have all my clients do before we get to work, I'm like, all right, what's your burnout level? I think you were at what, like a 9 or 8?
Oh, I remember those feelings. Those feelings have not gone anywhere. Those feelings are still there. I was definitely oh god, I was a 9.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yep, and what I told you to do, I said, "Write down
Mhm.
all the things that are I said, "Give me the Johnnies and the Jonettes, because if y'all don't know now, I feel like I'm a multi-hyphenate, which is we're gonna talk about all your multi-hyphenateness as well, okay? At the end of this, y'all, I would say Jasmine got a job offer in less than 6 weeks of applying for jobs, but we're gonna talk about that work she did before, but I'm gonna give you a little kudos right now.
Thank
In
you.
less than 6 weeks, well, like, record speed, record speed.
Look, I told you a date. I said, "I'm getting this
You
date."
said, "Listen." Well, you said, "What do I need to learn? Do it. I'm doing it."
Mhm.
Which is
Mhm.
what typically what Jasmine do, and actually, I just dropped a podcast episode before this one, so make sure I listen to the ones about my introduction to Pretty Good Teacher, but I talk about a framework of how you get things done, and I feel like you have been basically following it. So I talk about it, it's called Rich. What do I really want? What do I need to learn? What challenges do I need to overcome? What challenges will I have and how will I overcome them? And I feel like that's literally what you've been doing. You're like, "Okay, what do I need to learn?" Going into sales, so not only is she just working at a company in edtech, she's working in sales, and I really wanna bring in more girls, more women in sales, and we're
That's
gonna talk all about that. Imma stop yapping, Imma let you yap.
that's so
Listen, you gonna yap. I'm just painting the picture for the people because I know you, but I want everyone to know just how you said me, like, I want people to know who you are.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay? This
Yeah.
girl worked hard. This girl worked hard to get where she's at, and that is how she was able to do it. It's not pure luck, but we're gonna talk about how personality played a part of it. But yeah, let's talk
Mhm.
about the burnout, and then we'll go all the way back to your success. But I want y'all to know this is why y'all wanna keep listening to this episode of how she was able to do it and how you all can do it too. Okay, so burnout.
Mhm.
Now I want you to kinda talk about that because usually people will resist, and that's one of the videos I have, like,
Yeah.
one of the first things y'all gonna do is resist what I tell you because you wanna do what you're used to. You're like, "No, I need my resume. I need this job. I need 2 months. I'm moving
Mhm.
here." I have all these things. So let's
Mhm.
talk about that burnout piece and how it was beneficial for you.
Oh, okay. So I do wanna say this. I wanna speak on the resistance part because I was ready. I mean, at the point we met, I'd already been applying. I was like, "No, I need to get on this now." And you're like, "No, no, slow down. We gotta." Like, she was that mama that was like, "No." Like,
No.
you gotta do this first." And I was like, and I resisted, like, everything in my body was like, I was like, "But I don't have time, I don't have time." But I was told myself, "Look, you invested in her. She told you things. You listen to all the other girlies say. Listen to what she says to do." Listen, I'm just gonna listen. I'm not gonna fight. At any point, I'm not fighting this. So we went to the healing the burnout. And now you
Mhm,
said, got it. You said we gotta heal this burnout first. And even though I didn't see it in that moment of why it was so important, like looking back, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Because my headspace would not
mm,
to do all the hard work I had to do. Like truly in this program, you have to rewire your brain. You
mm,
have to take, not saying to lose the educator, but like you have to figure out how to fit it into the corporate life, which it does.
mhm,
But switching that thought process is hard. It is
mhm,
so hard.
mhm.
So that burnout had to get healed first, and it was bad. I'm talking like Jasmine had given me a list of like all these things I need to do in my day as a teacher.
Yeah, I put back on my instruction I put back on my instructional coach hat because and one of the jobs I had, I did coach teachers, and I had listen, I was a and I wanna go back to your story, but I'm just telling you how
Yeah.
I was able to give you those things.
Mhm.
But I don't call no kids bad, but I had the most challenging kids in the school,
Ooh,
all in one class. If y'all teach know what reading is, like the intensive reading, that is what I taught. So I had body who shouldn't be in a classroom
they
all
were
together, 6 classes in a row. So
no.
I had the ones who came up to me and they're like, "Yeah, I get suspended all the time." And I said, "That's great. Sit down." I had them. So that's how I've been able to be really well in classroom management myself. And then
Ooh,
as an instructional coach, I coach teachers. So that's what she's talking about. Again, I'm just painting a picture
yeah.
of how specific I was getting. Cause I'm like, okay, that's why I said, give me the Johnnies and Jonettes.
Yeah,
Girl,
that
yeah.
is crazy because to me, I'm like, I hired you, but like the program that I enrolled in was to help me get a job. Like now she helps me with my classroom management. At this point, I'm thinking she's my teacher, therapist, guru. She's become my life coach. Like, and when I say, but it helped so much because you kept saying you have to be able to be neutral at work so you can get this journey going. And what you always say, you gotta slow down and go fast. And I was
Mhm.
like, okay. And when I say I would read these lists I made, she told me to do every day, every morning I get to work. And I was like, I'm not letting them get me today. They are not getting me today. And I think she checked in all the time, like, how was it today or how were you this week? Like,
Mhm.
and it was like a good month of that. And I didn't even realize that until now, like truly healing that burnout. And I did not realize how bad it was. It was bad. It was bad.
Most people are burned out. You don't have time to even look straight, look to your left because you're
No.
like burned.
If somebody had offered me a job that day, I would have ran to it. Ran. I wouldn't have cared what it was. I would have.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
That
Yep.
was a huge part of that journey. This journey is that burnout healing. And even though I still have residual feelings
Mhm. Mhm.
that I can remember, I was healed. Like I could
Yeah.
feel that moment at the end of the year and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Yeah. You can feel it because even though 'cause that was like what, February, March?
That was like March, April,
But
yeah.
still, like, that's what, 6 months. Let me see, April, May, June, July, August. Is that 5 months?
Something like that. It's been some time.
But it's also really, like, it has not been that much time.
No.
That's why it's still there, and you're gonna experience it. Like, listen, when your first like, even right now, y'all, this girl, after she got her job offer, she's like, "Okay, what should I be working on next?" This is y'all's feast of famine, all you educators. I'm a part of it. Like, I also want y'all to know, I know this stuff because it has been me. That's the only I'm speaking
Mhm.
from experience. I didn't just read a book and say, "Okay, this is what you should be doing." Like, I
Mhm.
did the same thing.
'Cause, like, I know which is crazy because you know how tired I was once I
Mhm.
got I was like, "I've been 6 weeks, I pushed." And so the fact that I said that, I'm like, "What is wrong with me? Girl, you have a break, just take it. It's okay."
I said, "Girl, woosah." I said, "Yeah." I said, "How about absolutely nothing?" That's what I told you. I said, "Nothing." I said, "Do nothing."
You and my new hiring manager said that. So you think at
Yeah,
some point it
yeah,
would click, but,
yeah.
you know,
No.
teachers, educators.
It's a high achieving woman. Like, I literally have worked I didn't realize I work with a lot of high achieving women. With that comes with things that you aren't even aware of what you're doing.
Mm.
Like, it's almost I don't wanna call it a trauma response, but it is a little bit of trauma response working education of, like,
Yes.
you need to do great. Because not only do you have the challenge of the kids in your classroom, but they still, "Okay, test scores." I was like, "Test scores? What about
All this
he won't
everything.
even sit down in his seat. How you want me to move him up to a 3 and he been at a 1 for 5 years, but I
Make it make sense, please. But okay, I'm gonna do God's work. Let me go and
yeah.
do God's work.
Yeah. So I say that to say, like, we have like, we're just naturally like, we're supposed to be doing a lot. Like, we're
Mhm,
supposed to and then, again, when you go into this position, and I think if you listen I don't you probably don't remember now, but there were a couple people that I talk about when they got their new job. It's called I call it little PTSD. Like, for a
yeah,
while, you're like, "Am I supposed to be doing something?"
I
Like,
get
it's
that.
like, "Am I
Yes.
do I really have a job?" Like, talk about that.
Let me say, and that's all your fear I have going into this because I feel like somebody else on this podcast has said that before.
Mhm.
Like,
Yep.
just like not like realizing how much teachers do CEO level work,
Mhm. Yep.
they not CEO
Not
level.
one Nope.
Like,
No.
I had that realization coming in today, like, that's why another part I was so burnt out, I'm like, "I'm killing myself, getting here an hour early, doing all these after school programs to tutor, like, all this stuff. My paycheck don't look like all the work that I'm doing." And it's sad it took 10 years to realize that. And then you ask your friends who've been in it for 20 years, "Well, I haven't gotten a raise in so long." I'm sorry, huh? You've been doing this longer than me, more experienced, way honestly better in a lot of capacities, and you haven't seen a raise in how no. That's that's insane. And
Yeah.
that's probably because I started learning that the last couple years too, so that definitely played a
Yeah.
role in my decision
Yeah.
'cause I'm like, "This is
Yeah.
insane."
Yeah. It's a big absolutely not.
It makes no
It's a
sense.
absolutely not. It's a absolutely not. For me, so I live in Florida. I was a school administrator doing discipline,
Mm,
director,
mm-mm.
field trips. What else did I do? Like, a lot of other things. I was getting paid $55,000 a year.
That makes me like, like, that makes people it should make your ears hurt to hear that.
When I look back, I was like, "I was doing what for what?" You will not catch me.
Mm-mm. And so that played a big role too, like, this is not where I want to retire pretty.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want to retire pretty. I do not want no, all these retirement meetings they have for you, and they tell you
Yeah. Girl, I love that. So I am having a retirement workshop, so
join
you get to see that. So all my clients are I am bringing on my money coach, and it's actually called Retire Rich, but I like Retire Pretty. I don't know, we might have to Retire Pretty Rich is what we're gonna name that
Yes,
workshop, but you don't wanna miss that.
I
And
know.
then anyone who is not a client, you need to be a client, come get you
Yeah.
this.
I'm telling you, I told you what the one thing someone asked me was this enrollment worth it? This program was worth it.
Thank you.
Would have never not when I say night and day between who I was in March, I think
Ah,
20 something that I met Jasmine to
yay.
now,
That makes my heart
my life I told her that my life has changed 360
happy.
well, not 360, 180. Y'all know what I'm trying to
Your life has changed. My
say.
life
Yes.
has changed. Yes, it did. Like, it's
Yes.
fine. Oh my gosh, that makes my heart happy. Like, I
Also
when I tell people I made this program, like, what I wish I had, and I love that you
mhm.
even notice it. You're like, "She's like a teacher. She sees something
Yes.
that's working and she changes it." And I'm like, "I am a teacher."
Yes, it's like that the one-on-one you wish you could give your students, you get that, like, in
Mhm.
the moment, one-on-one, like, "Oh," and that resistance piece, yeah, she's gonna tell you something you probably like, "I just did that," like, your student would, and guess what? You're gonna be like, "You know what? It's my coach, so Imma listen, she knows
Yeah.
what she's doing. Just listen.
Mhm.
Just listen
Yeah.
and do."
I wanna talk a little bit about this because 'cause I'm actually gonna be doing here I am changing things again. I got some new curriculum.
Educator.
I have been noticing, like, you do have to be in a space to receive coaching and feedback.
Ooh,
Like,
yeah.
it's and I have to but I also have been realizing, okay, I need to remind people of what's going on. Like, I am not just a and even, like, teachers, if y'all understand it, I love analogies. So y'all I said even just pretty
Mhm.
much teacher's whole analogy. Let me not go down the rabbit hole. However, what was I saying to me? I forgot. I got so excited.
About how no, you're good. About how teachers, we need to be able to receive feedback and, like, be able to take it, like,
God,
construction.
when you are teaching your students in the classroom, do y'all put down the words and say, "Do it," and they say, "Okay."
I highly doubt if anybody's in this no, we know better.
Raise your hand if you have kids that do that. Who say, "Okay, no problems at all. I will do exactly what you tell me, how you tell
Mhm,
me. Yes, I will sit down and stop talking. Yes, I am gonna do that." What kid do y'all know do that? Because
mhm,
that's who be the worst students, teachers. Because
and that
let
yep,
somebody from PD come in and say, "Hey, y'all, open up your books, discussion, talk to 5 people around you."
no, nope,
So, zooming it back in, like, you want to be in a space of receiving coaching. Think about that student. Like, you do wanna have that student hat on, but also you want to be coached. As a teacher's
mhm,
but this is like coaching, which means I am gonna be challenging your thoughts. So I'm
oof,
giving you strategy, but also, like, mindset work. So
mhm,
if I see and because I've worked with so many people, when I see a certain action happening, I'm like, "Okay, what thought is she thinking when she's doing it?" There's usually a reason. So, being open to receiving feedback, meaning like, "Okay, you may do something," and with the high achieving women, because I was actually with your sister yesterday, we were going through the portfolio for customer success, and she posted this, so I'm not telling her business.
No, she told me too. I knew exactly what you're about to
Yes.
say.
Yeah, so she was going 'cause, y'all, I have a portfolio where it mirrors the responsibilities of being a customer success manager and sales. So, Jazmin did sales, her sister's doing customer success. We're gonna do a podcast with all 3 of them, so y'all can meet all of them. It's gonna be
Come
huge.
on now.
But I was going through her implementation plan because for to be a customer success manager, one of the biggest things you're gonna have to do is write an implementation plan. So
My first one was horrible.
yeah,
Your face said it all. You were like, "We're gonna come back to that."
yeah.
Oh,
We'll circle back,
I was like, "Oh,
circle back.
we did, and we got it right. It's fine."
But your territory plan eats, though.
See, and that's what happened next,
Your
so it's
territory
okay.
plan eats. Okay, and I'm trying to give y'all some okay. The territory plan is what you need to create to become a sales consultant. You will have to create a plan to map out your like, it's a whole prospecting thing. Okay.
Mhm,
But anyway, her sister Whitney was doing the implementation plan, which also I had the salespeople do the same thing.
mhm.
And she was doing it, and I was listening to her, okay, great, but you need to tweak it like this. You need to zoom out because a lot of people are I won't get too specific. Long story short, I needed to fix the way she was doing it.
Yeah.
Started to feel like, "Oh, I'm doing it wrong. I should have known."
Mhm. You sound just like her.
Yep.
You sound just like her. Love Sis. We're the same.
Listen, and me and her are the same. Like, we were
Yep.
talking about that yesterday, like, yes.
You
So,
fell.
she started to be like, "I did all this wrong. Why didn't I know this?" And I was like, "Girl, didn't you just learn about customer success? Like, just start the course? Like, didn't you just crack it open?" And she's like, "Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that we need those kind of reminders, but I 100% like, you have to be to enroll in this program, you need to understand that this is mindset work, but it's such important mindset work that if you listen and follow it and you're gonna resist, and that's okay, have those feelings, but still do it and still just follow through with what you coach us through, like, there were obviously 6 weeks, like, the rewards are endless, like, my sister just started a month ago, and she's already on this portfolio and, like,
Mhm.
killing it and learned so much. She taught me stuff. I was like, "Oh, girl, you're doing it." Like, and if you just listen. We both have had those feelings. Me and her
Mhm.
talk about that, how, like, because she asked me, she was like, "Do you feel like when you get on there, you're doing one thing and things change?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's part of the process." And
Yeah.
she was like, "Oh, yeah." Like, it just really is, but you have to be able to receive it and actually follow it,
Yeah.
which is hard. It's because everything in your body is saying, "No, I don't wanna do that. That's not what I was doing." But it's okay, and it's okay to have those feelings because, again, we're high achieving.
Yeah, we're
We
high achieving.
sometimes think we know best, and
Yes.
we don't. Not
Yeah,
always.
we don't. We don't. We don't.
And that's the reason you need a coach, because that's
Yeah,
what
so
I'm
you
doing.
coach, and I tell y'all, if y'all were to see y'all's coach being coached, I am not afraid to get coached now, but I have a support team of coaches. I have a
Mm,
support team of coaches.
yeah, it's crazy. It's just I wish. I'm saying, if you're in a wellness program, listen and do it. Even when you don't want, do it.
Listen.
Even though I'm not doing that. Nope, still you need to do it. That little list she gives you at the end, check off every single thing she said. Don't
Just
do what you wanna do, check them all off.
listen. I feel that is a theme now that I think about it, when I interview all my clients who got jobs, they're like, "Just listen."
Yeah. It's crazy to say that, but it really is because it can be so overwhelming. The whole thing can be. So, having someone to zero you in, how many times y'all know how many times this lady has said, "What did I tell you to do, Jasmine?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah. So why are you trying to do this? I told you to
Uh-huh.
focus on
Yeah.
this." I was
What
like,
are you
"Okay."
doing?
And had I not listened, I would not have gotten that job as quickly.
Say that again, one more
Had I
time.
not listened and did what I was
Mhm.
asked to do, not told, told is the wrong.
Yeah, 'cause you can do it. I say y'all can do whatever you wanna do.
Exactly.
However,
You
this
can
is what
call
I
me.
recommend.
But had I not taken those recommendations and done that exactly like she said to do, the 6 weeks would not have happened.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
6 weeks
yeah,
would not have happened. I
yeah,
mean, I would have eventually, but it would have taken longer.
yeah, yeah, and I like how so a couple of things I wanna touch on 'cause I know I'll be yapping, but so I'm not even trying my goal is not to shame people who don't listen, 'cause I also
No.
don't listen to my coach sometimes. I also but that's
Mhm,
the whole point, like, you go
mhm.
and try to do it the way you want, 'cause the thing is, I tell you what I recommend based off of what I've seen. That's what I'm coaching you on.
Yep,
I understand that you still wanna say, "Well, let me just try it," and that's
yep,
fine, like, I encourage you to try it, but then when you realize, "Oh, now I see why she's talking about that.
yep.
Now I know." That's all it is,
Mhm.
and as far as, like, changing, because I start working with more people, I learn where people get stuck. So, like,
Yeah.
when your sister said that things change, I have another client, she's like, "You know, I did that." but it's a different verbiage now. I was like, "Yeah, no, I did change that because I just didn't really like school."
Yep,
Some people got it, some people didn't. I'm like, "How can I make this more clear?" I'm just, like, trying to make things more easier for you all,
yep.
and that's what I did, and so that's what's happening.
And I love it. And now, like, now looking at it, it's like true educators do that.
Yeah,
Like, if you want someone to teach you something new, teach you how to get a new
yeah,
job, then you would want that person to be continuously
yeah,
educating themselves
yeah,
and making the material match
yeah,
that because that means they're keeping their foot on the ground.
yeah.
See, all these things. I'm
You
telling you,
know
like now that I'm on the other side, I'm like,
yeah.
this is
Yeah.
crazy.
And that's also why I do one-on-one, like, I always tell people, like, "Could I just do one course alone?" Yeah, but I need you, like and then
Mhm.
and, like, how many times, like, even textbooks that we use, like, resources that we
Mhm.
need to update and change, to
Mhm.
be better for your kids, so that's really what I and that's why I love one-on-one, and I wanna talk about the feature that you use the most. Not only do we have, like, biweekly one-on-one coaching, but we have WhatsApp. You can ask me a question every day. When I told Jazmin she could ask me a question any day, every day, and you said I could send voice messages, right? Okay, so here it is.
Mhm.
Talk about the WhatsApp support, how you used it, 'cause I really wanna like, you used it, but it worked. Like, I feel like it expedited your results because you did not stop asking questions. Tell me about that.
I feel like that again is one of those things where sometimes people, especially high achieving women, I feel like we sometimes want to bother people or feel like we're doing too much. Like the phrase, you're doing too much. Like you
Mhm.
just don't want to be in someone's space. So I get the hesitation to not, especially when someone said, no, text me whenever you want. Hit me up whenever you need to. Like, but then you don't take that on the offer. And
Mhm.
it's like, I had to tell myself, because of course, at first I was like, oh, I don't want to bother her. And then at some point I was like, I don't have time to waste
Yeah.
on those kind of thoughts. Like, if she said messenger, I told myself, I said, "Look, she'll check it when she wants to,
Yeah.
and she'll respond when she wants to." Now, she did respond. You respond so much, and I love that about you. You really do invest in your clients.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm telling you, like, she within a day already responding. So, for me, I was like, I want this coaching. I need to use that and not be
Mhm.
scared to ask. I'm annoying her. I feel like I'm being weird or whatever those anxiety feelings I know for a lot of us women come up. I was like,
Mhm.
"No." I was like, I gotta let that go." And
Yeah.
especially once I got in the interview process,
Yeah.
in the phase, like, I needed to ask these questions because
Yeah.
I need to know what what I was doing made
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, so I definitely if you do enroll, don't be scared. And at the end of the day, like, I get it, those feelings are deep,
Mhm.
and my sister both have them.
Mhm.
But if you really wanna invest in your life and changing your career and those things, like, you can't be scared to put yourself out there in that way. Maybe that's why I ended up in sales 'cause
Listen, yes, yes, yes.
look, I'm asking my questions. Imma ask 30
Mm,
million if I got to.
okay. Let's talk about sales because I get this question a lot. So this is a great pivot. So sales. So
Uh-huh.
again, there's two paths that I recommend. So if you all have you been listening to me over the years? I've talked about three career paths: customer success, sales, and curriculum design. Curriculum design is also a profitable career. However, what I have seen the most in demand is customer success and sales. Everyone naturally wants to go into curriculum design because it's very similar to what it's the most like relative. And I think you had mentioned it, but you weren't sure. I think we had talked about all three. Like,
First resume was
oh,
curriculum.
I think it was. It
And
was.
I was like and I remember being
I
like,
forgot that. I got that. Wow, you were a curriculum because I call my curriculum design girlies who just want to do. I just want to do curriculum design. I just want to design some curriculum. I want to teach people.
"Really?" But like you said, it was just because I was like, "Well, I know I plan lessons, so it has to be the same thing."
Yeah.
Like, it's the most similar. No, it
No.
is not. Do not be fooled by that, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, take that personality test, take it seriously.
Yeah, yeah, and I teach it, but I've seen, like, a lot of curriculum design is also, like, contract work, and with some edtech tools, some of them are more technologies and not just curriculum.
Mhm,
However, with customer success, it allows you to still have that creativity,
mhm.
of building a plan, of building training, building basically, like, curriculum for the technology itself, and that's what customer success is. But for sales, a lot of people get caught up on, oh, it's a quota. I
Mhm.
don't want to do sales. I'm not salesy. I don't want like everybody, all they want to do is similar to how people who this is just like I am a part of the Beehive Beyonce. The people who don't like Beyonce is all they want to talk about. All they want to talk about is how much they don't like. I'm like, okay, I'm
Yes.
not convincing you to like Beyonce. Beyonce is amazing. In sales, you're gonna make a lot of money. You make a lot of money faster. So that's why I start off in sales. I started off in sales. That was my first position, like sales. And what the thing is for me, I knew how to market and sell skills to get into it. I knew sales, but I also just knew how to sell.
Yep.
I knew how to sell. So I said, "Okay, yeah, I can do this." I'm like and I think I tell this story a lot. My first interview. It took me a year to get an interview. And so I tell y'all also, when
Mhm.
y'all be listen, an interview in a week. What's going on? I remember y'all all asking that. And I was like,
Like, and if I sat on that same path in instructional design, curriculum design, I would have been a year later.
yeah. So
Who
curriculum design,
knows?
can it work? Yes. Like I have clients who work at McGraw Hill, it works. But also I know that they don't make as much money as customer success and sales. So that's why I recommend those two. If people want to do curriculum design, they still can, but they must do customer success or sales. It's like a requirement now. You have to have that as one of your main tracks. But sales, my whole point of that is people have a lot of thoughts about sales, but I like the way that you leaned in. Like you did have an initial, like, "Oh, I don't know," but
Yep.
then you like got curious. So tell us that journey of, I don't know how I feel about sales. 'Cause you had a lot of questions for sales. You
That
had questions. You were like, quote,
Look,
walk
I
us through
went
that.
a whole journey. I was like, at first it was curriculum design. Then once I actually enrolled in the program, I was like, maybe I'm gonna change it to customer success. Then I was like, no, I'm back in sales. And I kept taking. So I don't know if you still have a personality quiz or not, but I loved
I
that quiz.
am reworking it right now because I'm doing just those two. So I'm gonna do one where it's either gonna be customer success or sales or a hybrid,
Uh,
but that's what's coming out because I took curriculum design out. But that is coming soon. I'm actually working on that. So it should be live in September.
I love it. Well, I kept taking this quiz, y'all, but of course, you know which answer gonna give you
Yeah,
what
you
you
know what it is. You got sales?
did. Not the first time that I ever took it for real. The first time I took it and was like one of my answers, I got
Yeah.
curriculum design. So I stopped. I took it again. I was like, this time, Jasmine, stop faking these answers and pick the ones that really match you. And so I did sales. I
Wow.
was like, I'm doing it again. Let me do it again. Sales. I was like,
Yes,
okay.
that quiz is coming back, y'all. It's coming back. Because people have been asking about it. It's coming back. It's coming back.
And so then the final factor, and this is what I loved, and because the biggest part of me of why I was so burnt out was just it was constant doing and not getting the back end on it. Like it was teaching and then it was just the back and the pool and the pool. I felt like customer success was a lot of teaching in that sense. And then there was something you said to me one day, good, you were trying to help me figure out, you didn't, and you were like, I love it because you stayed very neutral and just kept giving me the benefits of each one. But you had said something, and I don't know if you realized you said it, but you were like, look, with customer success for me and sales, it turned into I don't have to make them have them say yes like one time and then just keep being in touch and having a good relationship. And I don't have to deal with churning and the retention. I was like, and then I was like, clicked. Once you said that, I was like,
Mhm.
oh, that clicked. I did already like started getting into the training. So you
Yeah,
made me watch them all because you were like, you're gonna have to figure out which one.
yeah.
And so when I learned sales, I was like, that when you said that, and then when I realized it's not me being a car salesman
Mhm.
or like me being like this, like, I don't know what word I want to use, just like not cute. It just wasn't cute. Like the
Yeah.
picture in my head of a salesperson just wasn't cute. And I was like, I
Yes.
don't want to do that. I don't feel like I'll find enjoyment. And then when you help me realize too, is sales, yes, but it's also you truly helping schools and districts find a solution. And yeah, it means you are selling something to them, but if it's something that's gonna help them do
Yeah.
their work better, like, that's good work. Like,
Yeah.
that doesn't feel like sales to me. Yes, it
Mhm.
is,
Yeah.
but it's selling something that I actually believe in and that I know and that I want a school district to use because I think it can help them.
Yeah.
That to me, yes, it's sales, but it's problem solving in a sense.
Mhm.
And so when it flipped to that in my brain, sold. I was like,
Ooh.
that's what I need because I love problem solving. I love helping people.
Yeah.
And I get
Yeah.
excited easily, so I know I'm gonna be able to sell something.
Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. So, talk a little bit about like what you have learned from that moment you saw sales, but like
Mhm.
because most people they'll say okay, I do want to do sales. I'm fine, and then okay, I'm gonna apply to sales jobs before like learning what you learned in certification. Because
Yeah.
I believe I created certification like I think while we were working together. That's when I started noticing a gap of, like again, like I always mentioned, for me getting my first job, I knew how to market and sell my experiences because 'cause I've been interviewing since my first year teaching. So what it
Okay.
means to be able to understand what a job does and then be able to sell how I do it, I know how to do that well.
Mhm.
But I didn't really know what it entailed. I didn't know what a territory plan was. If he had
Woo.
asked me that on that call, I would have said, "Well, I know that you're gonna have to plan out territory for these school districts." I knew how to play around with my words, but have core
Mhm.
examples. So I knew how to market and sell, but I did not know what. I didn't know I'd be having it. I didn't know anything. I just
Mhm.
knew I'd be selling to prince. I really pulled things together, but I knew how to sell my skills. So I did not learn the sales role, honestly. I was never actually formally taught in sales. I'll be honest. I wasn't. I just learned because as soon as I got in, well, let me take that back. I did get mentors. I had mentors. I had a few corporate mentors where
Yeah.
I learned from them. And for me, a lot of them were my first job. Like I remember I asked my first manager, I was like, can this be like a mentorship? I'd love to learn from you. And then as soon as I got hired, every single salesperson I introduced, and I told you about this when you get in your first job. I'm
Mhm.
like, hello, my name is Jazmin. How are you? How are you? How are you? I said, hi. I I said, hello. I would love to learn about what you're doing. I would love to
Yes.
shadow all your calls if you don't mind. And I was
Taking notes, taking
and
notes.
I did all that. I was like, "Hey, I'm doing this." I remember I sold my first thing. I was like, "Whoo, I did it." My manager was at one time because I was a sales development representative.
Oh my gosh, so literally the same thing, they
Lit
just want anything. That's crazy.
I was literally an SDR.
I love it. Oh
I
my
was
god.
an SDR, but I remember even in that role when I was selling to people and I that's what listen, that's what I was in my, what was I saying? Sorry, I would get so excited. What did I say?
Your SDR role, you
Yes, I got it. I know now. I know. I was selling to school districts. So
yeah.
I was like, "Hey, my title being sales development representative is not gonna be cute for these teachers. I need to refer this as account manager.
Oh,
Do I have your permission?" They're like, "Yes, account manager. Hi, I manage accounts here at this company, and I see that you're looking for some curriculum here. When's a good time for us to chat?" Like,
I
that's how I talk. That's all I did, but I learned it from watching the salespeople. All they
mhm.
did was ask questions. So I remember when I would train with my manager, she's like, before she got on the call, like, I'm thinking, hey, let's show him the curriculum. Let's just show it to him. She goes,
Yeah.
no, ask questions. I was like, what do I need to ask them questions for? They need to see this curriculum. We need to sell this
Mhm.
curriculum. Yeah. And she's like, no. She's like, no, she's just like, all right, so what brings you here? What are you looking for? What are you currently using? And I was like,
But it does change it. It
yeah,
changes everything about the conversation. It changes
yeah,
your whole concept
yeah,
of what sales is in the
yeah,
education world.
yeah, yeah,
And that's what I love because
yeah,
I don't feel like I'm selling like a car salesman. I'm
yeah,
not a car salesman,
yeah, no,
real estate agent. I don't wanna sell you the house.
yeah.
Wanna sell you something I know is gonna help your kids and your teacher.
Hmm.
Like, that's what I know. That's what I care about.
Yeah.
So and when you have that mindset, so anybody out there scared to do sales, trust me, I'm not a salesperson. I will never claim that title, but I am an education consultant.
But
Oh,
period.
I will help schools find
I
solutions.
can.
Find solutions. I'll do that. We'll have to do that now because I gotta believe this title because it's still fresh. It's still fresh.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
but
Okay,
that
so
has
sales.
definitely made a difference. Sales and that
Yes.
I'm so glad I made that switch. I
Yes.
everything in my body made sense. You know that feeling in your
Yes.
soul, your gut, you're doing the right thing? Watch
Yes.
it click. 'Cause it did not click with instructional design or curriculum design. That was not
And that's crazy. You literally were a curriculum design girly.
I had a whole resume that I spent hours on that
Um,
I thought it was everything, and then you're like, "No." You look at
oh,
it
oh my gosh, so many places to go. Tell me, what were you doing on your own? Like, what were you actually trying before working with me? Like, what were
oh,
you actually doing? Like, to walk us through that. Like, what were you doing? Like, what does your days look like? How often were you applying? What was your mindset?
yeah, and so just to be clear, like, I really spent a few months without before I met Jasmine, like, one-on-one and invested in this program, I was trying everything on my own. I was spending weekends, I'm talking hours. I remember that resume that I sent to her when we first started, what I sent to you was I had spent 6, 7 hours on that resume total, and that was, like, the 2nd or 3rd one I'd done, like, it wasn't even the 1st one. So I would say I started applying in January, doing the work in January, resume work, applying. I was spending a lot of time, and I was getting rejection after rejection after rejection. And I was just like, and I'm talking, I'm researching on Google, I'm looking at websites, I'm reading how to transition out of the classroom, what skill sets do I need, and everything. A lot of the things they were saying were things that you teach, but it just wasn't enough. Wasn't ChatGPT trying to give it to me. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, just wasn't. It was too many pieces not getting put together. If that makes sense.
Mm,
I'm using chat to try to help me with things. I'm Googling things. I'm looking at websites of other teachers who left and like reading things about resumes. Mind you, I hadn't done a resume in a decade. So resumes look a whole
mm,
lot more like they used to do. So I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I started getting the rejection emails and I was like, all right, girl, you got about 6 months to figure this out. And not even really that. You need to figure out something because
mm,
what you're doing is not working. You don't have time to waste trying to do it longer. Like, I remember my partner looked at me. He was like, you don't think, even if we gave you more time, like, you don't think you could figure this out on your own? And I was like, no. I was like, I am tired. I am exhausted. I am working full time, trying to find a full time job. No, I don't know what this stuff's talking about. Like, I had no direction.
yeah.
Like, I knew curriculum design because I knew somebody had to design the curriculum we used.
Mhm,
I didn't know what other jobs were out there for teachers. Like, I didn't know
mhm,
the options beside that one option.
mm,
So, it was a lot. I know y'all just heard me say a lot. It was a lot of work
yeah.
before I actually did the one-on-one with Jasmine and met her. and it was exhausting. It was grueling.
Yeah.
Finding a job is a full-time job.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
It is exhausting.
Yeah, yeah, and you had at this you did make this your full-time job, applying for
Mm.
jobs.
Y'all, I had the summer, I was like, "Look, we can take the summer break and actually vacation, or we can
Mhm.
spend a job because we have a deadline, we need a job, and the school year's gonna start soon."
Yeah,
And I knew myself, I was like, "I'm gonna go back if I don't have a job. I'm gonna go
yeah,
back. Easy." And I'm in a year of change. I was like,
yeah,
"No, not
yeah,
doing."
yeah. Let's talk about that, let's talk about that. So I wanna talk specifically about the timeline and the thing like, the timeline.
Yeah,
That's a big question. People always have a timeline. They're
yeah.
like, "Girl, I don't got time to play. I need it this day." And I was telling you all, listen, if you want to get there faster, you must.
Mhm.
You must focus. There's a couple of things, but you need to focus on the skills required to get to
Yes.
your goal.
Yes,
So
yes.
again, I want to talk about that, and then I also want you to talk about like so the work in itself of like applying for a job full time, like doing it on
Ooh,
your own. Let's say one thing, but like even once you have the tools, there's still work to do. There is no skipping steps. Like you
mm.
will get a fast pass for sure with me. Like you will get a fast pass on what you're doing. Can you do this alone? Yeah, if you really, 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 but it's either time, I would say, or money at this point.
Yes, and that's what I was fighting. I was like, either I don't have the time.
Yeah.
I really don't have the money either, but I already don't have the money because of the job I got. So
Yeah.
what how is this any different than investing in a master's degree and a bachelor's degree?
Yeah.
Like, and when I especially broke it to my partner, and he
You
was like,
better bring it down, especially if you have a spouse, they're like,
"It's like you're going back to school." I was like, "I have to." I was like, "I don't know what I'm doing." And I am
"Mm,
brave enough to say that, but I also am on a timeline. So I remember I told you that timeline. You're like, "Okay, that can happen."
yeah,
And you said it's about how much work you're going to put in.
yeah,
And I was like, "Oh, challenge accepted. All right then." So
yeah, okay,
summertime came. It is summertime, Jazz. You can go vacation. You can have a teacher summer, or you can work 8 hours a day applying for jobs and
yeah,
getting interviews and studying. And that's what I did. Now, this is not me preaching to anybody else to do it my way. Like,
yeah,
everybody has lives and different responsibilities and things that they can work with. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is the 6 weeks happened because I took the opportunity this summer when I wasn't working, and I use it as a full-time job.
mm,
So June and July, I was up and I had a schedule.
mhm,
9:30 to 5:30, we working. We take a lunch break. We sitting on this computer and we are applying, we're interviewing, we're studying, whatever it is on the schedule that's for that, the networking.
mm,
Even though I applied to every job. Now I applied 100 jobs fast, right?
mhm,
I ran out of job applications. I could not find new ones. I was like, "Oh, snap. That's what she meant."
uh-huh,
Right, well, now I gotta go to networking. So then I'm starting networking. I'm
yeah,
clicking connect all these people on LinkedIn.
yeah,
It was a lot of work put in, but I also did that because I had a time set schedule.
yeah,
I had a deadline for myself.
mhm,
So you have to be realistic about that. Yeah, it happened in 6 weeks. It's great, but I was working.
mm,
I was working. So just be realistic. Like if you're working full time too while you're doing this, it may take you a little longer. And that's okay too, because it's hard. It's a lot you're gonna put in. It's a
mhm,
lot.
mhm,
So be mindful what you can do. And also just know the more work you put in, the faster it's gonna happen.
yeah, yeah. So with that being said, I understand it is a lot of work.
Yeah.
However,
College level
what were you desiring? I wanna know what did you say?
college level work. I listened to
Oh,
some
college level work.
Mia, is that her
Yes,
name? I
yes.
listened to her yesterday and she said that. I said, "Yeah, girl, you right. We in grad school again. This is exactly what this is." I was like, snaps when she said that. I was like, "Yes, it is."
It
But
is listen.
you need it. You
Yeah,
need it.
yeah.
I'm
It's
sorry, what
better
were you
listen, I feel like you learn a lot more than a graduate course.
uh,
Did you
just
get your graduate? Because you got your graduate, right?
my master's,
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah,
I did
I
mine
know.
in a year. I did mine in a year.
Yes, this is what I mean by, like, I know that y'all be having degrees, but I just don't be asking because it's not like, as long as you have a bachelor's teaching, that's all you need to be in
Look,
ed tech.
I didn't ask it once asked about any of my degrees or all my certifications. That's
Yeah,
all that.
because notice I didn't ask you any of that because a lot of people are worried about so for those people who are like, "Oh, wait, but what if I'm a this type of teacher?" I don't think I
Now,
really asked you until we did the burnout thing. I was like, "Okay, well, tell me more." That's the only time when it came
yeah,
to burnout is when the only time I asked, like, "What grade do you teach?" All that.
uh-huh, uh-huh. The only time I've gotten asked about my education experience was when I already had the job,
Mm,
and they were asking because the company I work with has different types of curriculums, different subject areas, so they were just asking what subject area I was more comfortable with.
mm.
Like, that was and it was after I already got the job.
Yeah.
They knew I was an educator coming into this space. Not once. They asked me about my certification, my master's degree, nothing.
Oh,
Only time they asked after I had the job and about the content area was specifically what they said.
so hear that, y'all. hear that, and that's also another thing for curriculum design. If you do that, they may ask questions about it, but again, like, if you don't have that specific niche experience,
Mhm.
like, you can stand out more in customer success, and then like that,
Yeah.
now they know your curriculum, okay, like, now I wanna see what your background is, whatever, but that's what I also mean by, uh, no, your education experience is not gonna be asked, so, like,
It did not
degree
get me the job. It
matter.
did not get me that job. I mean, it did a little bit. Like, they liked the fact I was an educator,
Yeah,
but it didn't get me the job.
yeah, yeah.
My knowledge of the course you taught me
Yeah,
and my personality were the 2 things that
yeah.
got me
Let's
the
talk about y'all, let me tell y'all how Jazmin got her job offer. So, I'll tell you a little bit, although again, I don't want you all thinking at all that this was just, like, pure luck of
No,
her getting a job in 6 weeks. There was nothing, she didn't do anything secret. I didn't give her any secret opportunity advantage, there's no connection, there's nothing.
nothing.
I literally told her what she needed to do, right?
Yes, and then I did it, and you gave me feedback, and I took the feedback and I listened, and
And
I
I
did it
gave her feedback nonstop, even her best work. I said, "Great, great, great, but this," and then you were like, "Ah!" But you just got you just
that's
like
it.
really just, okay, whatever. You're like, then you started saying, I want feedback on everything now.
Everything. Yeah, I was sending her interview guides. I was sending her 6, 7, 8 interview guides at a time. I did not care, and if she gave me feedback on one, I would resend it with the changes. Like, I was soaking in that feedback. I was soaking it in. Oh, I was soaking it in. I was ready for it too.
You were
But
like,
at some
"Okay,
point, when she would say no notes, when you would say that, I was like, "Yay." But it got to the point where there was no more no notes. I just kept sending you stuff.
yeah." I was like, "Okay, girl, stop."
And
I
you were
think I
like,
just told you, like, you don't have to do it anymore.
"Yeah, you did." But I will say, and that was part of it because look, I was determined to get a job.
Mhm.
Like, if you want a job and you gotta be determined, I was determined. I was gonna take every piece of feedback I got. They were not gonna catch me slipping in an interview.
Yes, yeah. So that was
Mhm.
that. So Johnson prepared for this interview, like,
Oof,
you like the learning the job itself. So I always say you have to learn the job itself. So one, heal
you do.
burnout, learn the job itself. Then you have to learn how to market your skill, like building the resume. Because I know that was a brain breaking activity of like how to really market your experience outside of education. And
Yes.
it's practicing in the interview which example is most relevant. Then it's marketing your skills. Like,
Yes.
but you can only truly market your skills if you have to know what they're talking about.
Yep. Yep.
If you don't know what they're talking about, you can't market it.
No.
And then again, have they asked you about students at all?
No.
Please talk about that as well, and I want you to know what it took, but let me fast forward, then you can talk about all the different things.
Okay.
But we went through the whole thing, so we do that, market skills, selling her skills, how she's the best fit, but then there's some job task where you have
Nope.
to actually, because again, there is one point where the Chat GPT, they
Oh, it's
use
not about
again, we and then you can use Chat GPT in this process. I am not a
oh,
anti-chat.
yes.
I love my chat. My
I use
chat
it all the time, all
my
the time.
chat is a listen, my chat's a
But I
game
use
changer.
chat as my search engine. I don't use it to
My
send any
chat is my
videos.
gay best friend.
He's your gay best friend. I love it. I do refer to my chat as a he, so he might be mine too.
Yeah, that's a
But
friend.
I swear to you, it's a search engine, y'all. Don't use
Yeah,
it, then I'll be y'all.
yeah,
Research it and then click the links to
yeah.
make sure it knows what it's talking about.
Because
Sometimes we mess it
as
up.
a girl who's worked in AI, because I have worked with AI software,
See?
will hallucinate.
See?
That will make things up. So,
Ooh,
again, here's the thing, you can ask it. It says only as good as the prompt, but if
mhm.
all you're saying is, "How do I market my skills for customer success?" and that's all you're doing,
No, not
like,
enough.
you have to know how what they're talking about first to get it. There's no trick, there's no gimmick. That's not me trying to have you work with me. You gotta
Mm-mm.
figure this out. You have to learn
You
it. So
do.
get a course, and I know how people that get a course and then they don't listen to it, and it's okay. This is not a shame thing. I just want
No.
people to see what I'm talking about. All of this is with love.
Yes.
And I do
Yes.
wanna talk, so you yap a little bit.
I do.
No, I
Yeah.
want you to yap a little bit of what I just said, so tell me. You do yap. We are yappers, though. This is a long episode, y'all. It's either you're gonna listen or you're not, but
I
you
love
let me
it.
fast forward to my story, then I'm gonna stop talking. I'm
Okay.
not really gonna stop talking, but I'm gonna finish that. We went through the demo, we went through the like, she had to actually do a demo, so I was saying,
Mhm.
like, chat will only take you so far. When they say, "Do a demo presentation," and you
Ooh.
don't know what you're talking about, it's gonna be a lot of work of learning that and preparing for the interview. So,
Yes.
we did all that. Like, we did all of it. And I said, "If you get to the interview part faster, it's better because I can help you with all the job tasks." Like, you'll have
Yep.
a pair of eyes. But there was a demo where she had to actually sell to a school district because, like, eventually you're gonna have to do the real thing. So it's either you learn
Mhm.
it or you don't. But the hiring manager, they stopped her halfway through her presentation. They're like, "Hey, wrap this up. Like, You want this job or not?
Like, they were like, when they said that,
Talk
y'all,
about so you talk about the story.
ooh,
Tell
what okay.
I'm done yapping. You talk.
This was my favorite. Mind you, and I'm not trying to say this to my horn, but I did have 5 other companies I was also interviewing with at the same time. Like, so it wasn't my only option, but it was my personal favorite option.
Mhm.
Again, it was something I loved. It was curriculums I loved. I knew I wanted to get somebody to use this to help because it would help them, truly. So I was excited and I wanted it. Oh, I wanted this one bad. And I remember it was also, I don't know if you remember, this is also in the second round. I was like a bally mess because I thought I bombed it. Because I was like, he asked me like very specific territory planning questions. So y'all got to know the job. He didn't ask me about my degrees. He asked me specific questions about how to do this job. And I blanked. And not because I didn't know what he asked, but I just wasn't prepared to do it with that product. I had not put myself in that shoe of that company quite yet. And that's when things hit different for me in interviewing.
Mm.
And luckily, I remember the recruiter called me and she was like, this is before the final round demo. And she was like, hey, basically said they want to set up the demo for the final round. I'm so excited. I was like, I cannot believe that. She was like, honestly, I'm gonna be real. Like there's a lot of other candidates in this process who do have more experience than you, but they just really like your personality. And I was
What?
like, oh, I was like, cool. I was like, oh, it kind of scary, but like that gives me a leg up. They like me. I was like, okay. So that gave me, I think, definitely a boost of confidence, but also fear because then you're like, wait, you just said I'm competing against other people with experience. I was like, so my headspace, again, this is why that burnout and healing and mindset work is so important. She tells you write a letter, write the letter,
Mm.
read the letter every day. She tells you to do the mindset work, don't play,
Mhm.
do it. Okay. Cause at this point, you already saw my mindset messing up and
Mhm.
getting in the way. And she was like, you told me, go back and do a mindset challenge every day.
Mhm.
Every day before you start working, I need to do mindset challenge.
Mhm.
So I was doing that,
Mhm.
and I got on my nerves out during the interview. I was excited. I had channeled finally able to channel my energy from nerves,
Yes.
excitement. I just put on a smile. I was like, "I have a conversation with these 2 men because I was terrified." I was like, "We're just gonna go for it." I'm excited and I truly love this product. I just need to do that. And so once I went on autopilot and just went with who I am and was excited, was showing I did all the questions. I truly was asking questions like I was doing this for real. And the VP was the one who cut me off. And the hiring manager was just giggling. Cause I guess he already realized it. And so the VP was like, honestly, Jasmine, just stop. He was like, get to the end where we close the deal because you're doing great. And I was like, are you sure? I guess
I still have a little more. I still have a few more things I wanted to say.
and the hiring manager's just giggling, like, they're smiling, and I'm like, "Oh, I just killed that." Like, realization hit me. I was like and I'm like, at this point, I'm just ready to go. I'm like, "We're getting into this. We're gonna set make this sale." And it was the best feeling in the entire world, let me tell you that. And I immediately I was jumping and screaming, so it
Deserve
was
a round of applause.
and he told me, and they both basically said the same thing, like, "You just have" well, first he was like, "You really never been in sales and education before?" And I was like, "I mean, what you see in my resume?" This guy smiled. He was like, "You are good at this. Like, you really just your passion, your personality." He was like, "You are somebody that I wanna talk to." He was like, "And that" he was like, "Yeah, I mean, we'll give you an offer officially, but, like, you got it." In the interview,
So
I
you
was
got the
like
verbal offer? Yes, go ahead, verbal
and
offer.
I'm talking they're calling me the next day, immediately the next morning, calling me the next morning, getting my references, like, sending me the offer letter
When
within
they
20
want you, they down.
I had the offer letter within 24 hours.
Yeah, they will double text you. So if y'all are checking, and not all the time, but you typically are going to be following up in the interview process. Hey, following up. But you want Jasmine had these recruiters double texting, double emailing her. That's how
Yeah,
you want. That's what I call irresistible interviewing. And I have a podcast coming out about that, like how to be irresistible. But it starts with your personality. And I know what they saw because when we did that demo, I was like, hold on. I role play. So we do a lot of mock scenarios. So I do mock interview. I'll do a anything that we need a mock and I will do that with you. Because y'all know I'm also an actress.
and that helped so much. That to me, it settled my nerves too because it was the day and I was so happy it aligned perfectly. 'Cause I had my one-on-one with you the day before, so I got to practice with you and, like, really get out my questions and know how to structure things. It could not have aligned more beautifully. And
Yeah.
I really think 'cause I manifested it and I put my was it foot to the metal? I don't know what that
Mhm.
is, and I was going for it. But it
Yeah.
was personality, and I told you how because I had to tell the other companies, like, "I'm sorry." I had to, like, let them down.
You have to reply back and say, hey, sorry. Hey, boo.
They said, "Hey, boo, my bad, I got another job." But it was so exciting, but also so sad 'cause I did like the other companies. What, 3 of them were like, "Well, we wish you all the luck, like, let us know." in the future, basically connecting with you later. We're gonna keep you on our file. One lady was like, "Was it our interview process? Like, what happened in our process that made you?" And I was like, "Oh no, it wasn't y'all. I got another offer." Like,
And you were able to have even higher paying options.
yes,
'Cause I'll just
yes,
say that, I'll just say enough, like, there are gonna be companies that you can get if you just want any job, I tell people, if you just want any job, fine, like,
you
you
can
can
get any
find
job.
if there are gonna be some companies that just really, really want to work with you. Like, and y'all will see them, so that's why there are so if you ever hear people saying, "Oh, I didn't, pay anybody, I just got a job," you can get a job eventually, especially in sales,
Yeah.
but it don't mean it's gonna be a lot of money. If you wanna make money, if you wanna have a
Mhm.
six-figure job offer, you need to know how to do sales, and you have more options because you knew what you were talking about.
And personality.
Yeah,
Like,
and person let's
truly,
talk about that person let's talk about that because I do talk about strategy, so there is strategy to interviewing.
yes.
But tell me about that process of, like, okay, personality is a part of this strategy. Talk about that.
So how I just told you guys, and I told like in that second interview, I thought I bombed it because he asked me some like specific questions about the job that I did not answer. I blanked. I was like, I remember, and I really just went into, you know what? I don't know what he's talking about. I'm not a person gonna fake it. I'm not gonna do that. So I went into thinking mode. I just started thinking out loud. Like that's me. I'm gonna ask questions. So I started asking more questions about what he was asking me to explain. I was just thinking out loud. Like I really, in that moment, now looking back, I was me. Like I didn't know, but I also wasn't scared to try to answer it and ask questions, which I feel like is me naturally. Like even if I don't know something, I'm not going to sit there and just not ask questions. Like I'm going to ask to figure out what it is. And so in that moment, I think, and what I thought was the reason I wouldn't get a call back, I think was the reason he liked me because he was like, oh, she doesn't know. Like, my personality shines. She doesn't know, but she's asking questions, right? She's excited, but she may not have the experience, but she wants to do this. She has the passion behind it. And I remember in the final interview, they said, like, "We couldn't take our eyes off you because you were so excited." Because I genuinely was. Like, that was all me. That was
Mm,
not me faking it. That was
yeah,
not
yeah.
like, I genuinely was just excited and welcoming and just wanting to get to know them. And once I tapped into those things that, as a kid, you get told, "Stop asking me questions. Stop doing this.
Mm,
Be quiet." Like,
mm,
those things that I was told as a kid and through life,
mm,
I would lessen myself in some way or make myself smaller because
mm, mm,
loud or talk too much. In that moment, I did not care. Like, I was like, I'm
mhm,
about to let my personality be the reason
mm,
coming back. I did not think of this in the moment, y'all. This is hindsight again, but autopilot me knew what she was doing because
mm.
the job.
Autopilot.
It truly was like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm just about to let be me. I'm just gonna be me because
Mm,
sometimes you gotta just be yourself. And in sales, I
mm,
realized no one's gonna want to talk to you if you're boring.
mm.
If you're interviewing in sales roles or customer success,
Yes.
people gotta want to work with you. So you
Yeah.
gotta let that personality out and
Oof.
not let the interview nerves get to you.
You are
It
preaching.
can.
So
It
I
can.
like this perspective. So you're autopilot because the thing is everybody's on their own autopilot right now.
We are.
Everyone's doing what they do. So it sounds like what I hear you said at the beginning, like you're breaking the habit of being yourself. You have to think differently. But at
Yeah.
the end of it, like you have to change some of your thinking to change your action. Because I told y'all at the beginning, I was like, the thoughts and actions you do right now has produced your current result. Like that's
Yes.
universal. You
Yeah.
need to change your thoughts. You need to change your actions to get different results. Does
Yep.
that process feel hard, scary? Yes. However, if you just change your thinking, that's why I had to do that mindset challenge. Like you needed to put your because you knew what you were doing, but your mind was like
Everywhere.
if you just keep like, oh, because there are so I understand why for some people it is a little bit more challenging. Like I want to hold space
Mhm.
for those people because there
Yeah.
are people that have given up.
Mm.
And it makes me so, so sad. And I'm really, really working on like, how can I get everyone to see that it's worth it? And yes, like what you're experiencing is challenging. What do you have to say to that? Because like it breaks my heart, but that's why I continue to do what I do and try to uplift. That's me even my pretty rich teacher. I really want to teach more than a strategy. Like it's like
Mhm.
a healing journey is
It's
what this
hard.
is. Like healing that burnout, it is a journey. So it's like when you're not so burned out, you're like, there's other things that
But
I
even now, I've healed from rejection. I've healed from like, I got rejection job. Don't think
yeah.
I got that same sweet job offer. And I never remember I said I applied to 100 fast. With those 100 applications came a whole lot of redirection emails.
Yes.
I mean, I didn't count them, but I would say well up in the 20 or 30. Like, this is the one, yes, that did make sense. But You really have to train your brain, and that mindset work that you make us do and you have embedded within your program, I read those letters every day. I
Mm.
still read those letters. I got the job already, and I still read those letters, okay? I
Yes.
still say those 5 things. Change is good for me. I can take
Yes.
medication, my burnout. I
Yes.
like, those things that she's saying to do it every day,
Yeah.
do it because I would not have gotten that point without that mindset work.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, think about it the day of the interview, mindset challenge.
Yeah.
I wanna channel I remember writing it now.
Yeah.
I remember writing and saying, "I wanna channel my energy. I'm
Yes.
gonna be nervous regardless.
Yes.
I wanna channel it into excitement."
Yes.
That's what I did. So maybe it wasn't autopilot. Maybe it was really my brain.
Yeah.
I
Ooh.
rethought it. I changed
Oh,
my
yeah,
thought.
so your new autopilot began, "I'm gonna think about my thoughts. I'm gonna
Yes.
change my action." I think that's what it is, and then you okay, now, okay, my personality, okay, this is what gets me good, like, this personality that people have said you're doing too much, like, I also grew up like that, and I don't know how you were in childhood, but I talked in my last episode, like, I actually grew up really shy.
No, not me. No, not at all.
But at home
Whitney are the same. It's
no,
Whitney was
but at home, I was a yapper.
everywhere for
I just
me.
need to feel comfortable being myself.
Yeah, you and Whitney are very
That's what it
similar.
was for me, and that's really what it is for me, like, I do have a personality, and I feel like some of y'all see it, and I'm trying to release it a little bit more now on my podcast, but I have a whole personality, like, I am in business mode, but I also am a girl.
And see, that's the problem. I blend the 2 a little bit. You told me before, Jazz, you okay. But, like, I'm such an open book. That's just me all the time. Still, of course, you have to have your moments and boundaries, but
Mhm.
that's me. And I once I let that go and let that out, that's what got the job. And I'm like
Yes.
because they told me even after I got the job, the recruiter told me yet again when she was calling for my references. Yeah, they really I mean, like, I'm telling you, they really liked your personality. Your personality got you that like, she said it 3 or 4 times. So I'm like, "Oh," like, in that moment, it makes me wanna tell all of y'all, I get it. Some of us are different.
Yeah,
Some of us have it naturally, some of us don't. I understand that. I had a sister who's just like you. She is more quiet and reserved
yeah,
naturally, and I told her, I said, "Whitney, you better show up and show out in those interviews. You better let that personality." And she's like, "I got it. I can talk to people." So, you just have to be able to tap into who you are, and maybe it's not this big boisterous like, I have a big, loud personality. That's just me. If you're more quiet and shyer and reserved, that's okay.
yeah,
Tap into that,
yeah,
whoever you are.
yeah,
Someone's gonna like it. Someone's gonna take a chance on it.
yeah,
What I wanna say to the people, because I've met a lot of people in this journey and not everybody's like me, but they
yeah,
have personality
yeah,
and I've clicked with them,
yeah.
kinda gave them a chance.
Mhm, mhm.
So, just tap
Yeah.
into who you are.
Yeah, and it's like 'cause I do show people your video a lot, like, you're one of my examples.
I love it.
But I tell them, "Don't try to be Jasmine." I say, "Look at how she's just being herself." Because some people are like, "Oh, yeah," and some people realize, like, "Oh, wait, I was trying to be like her, but I just need to be like me." And I was like,
Just be
"Exactly,
you.
exactly."
I was trying to answer those questions as best as I could for my
Yes,
brain.
exactly, like, literally making sense for your brain is really what it all is. Okay, so
It's
speak more to those people, give us a little bit more, some tender loving care for those babies
aw.
who just need a little more, and it's okay, this is, again, no
Ooh.
shame, like, I know, like, and I talk only reason why I've been able to do this, I have been through it myself. I've been
Mhm.
through so many challenges, like, my podcast that I just dropped before this one, I share and I don't know if you listen to it or not, but, like, I talk about me, like, being divorced, like, y'all didn't even know all these things about me, and it wasn't just like I was
I've known this girl since and Mark, I had no idea. None. She know about my boo. She know all about him.
yes, yes, and it wasn't like I was hiding, it was just like, I got things to do, like, so
Yeah.
I talked about, I lost my mom when I was 21 years old, like, I literally have been just I'm like, "I got things to do."
And this is why I
Yeah.
love it. This is something I'm gonna say to the people too. Like one of Jasmine's best advice was go into these interviews like a conversation. She was like, "Why are you putting so much pressure on you and yourself to show up and show out?" And I'm like, "Okay, well, because what if it goes bad?" And she's like, "What if it goes great?" She was like, and so truly just taking that off your shoulders to have a conversation because you want to do this and you don't have to have a loud talkative personality like me. I am a yapper.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
my sister, who's gonna be on this podcast with y'all us one day, she's not like that. But she has her own personality that shines and people are attracted to
Yeah.
if you just let it out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's my biggest advice. Hindsight's 2020. I did do a lot of work. That's 2 things actually, 2 pieces of advice.
Yes.
Work hard. If you want the job, you're gonna have to put the work in
Okay.
and don't lie to yourself about it.
Okay.
Give yourself grace.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be honest with
Give
yourself.
yourself
How
grace.
much work are you actually dedicating?
Mm,
Grace, give yourself grace, but be honest, have that balance.
mhm. Like, are you really doing everything you're supposed to be doing? Like, and be so real with yourself.
Be so real, and if you're not, that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Try again tomorrow, like, it's okay, but also be you, and remember that you have to fit in a team of in a culture with the company, so you being you and letting that shine is gonna also get you the job,
Mhm.
because, like I say, all skills can be learned,
Mm,
can be trained. You
mm.
can't get any personality,
Talk
you
about
can't.
so even with teachings, like, teachers can do a whole bunch of whole things, so personality, but, like, just the fact that like, I feel like teaching may have I thi you're just doing one job right now. You're gonna be doing one job. Tell me there's even a thoughts, like, what you know, because you haven't even started your job yet, but you know the role, you know it,
Yes.
because you're hired. But, like, from all the things that you do in teaching, all the jobs you have versus this one, like, which one seems like it'll be more work? Being honest, you tell me what you think.
Oh god, which one be more
I
work?
don't
Teaching. I feel like that's
why?
good because you wear so many hats. I was mama, I was nurse, I was teacher, I was therapist. There was no breaks.
Mm,
I was a teacher that got to work an hour early.
mm,
I was up at 5 a.m., at the school by 6 a.m.,
mm,
6:15, truly put my all into it.
yeah,
So, when it's something like that where you don't get breaks and you don't get time to just sit back and it wears on you. So that
mm,
job was way more exhausting.
yeah,
I can tell you that right now.
yeah,
And this job's gonna be hard. Any
yeah,
job's gonna be hard, like,
yeah,
but it's about the kind of hard.
yeah. Yeah, because I also you were moving too, right?
Oh my god, I was moved my whole life changed
So,
this
like,
year.
her life 'cause I didn't even really ask him because I've been focused on work, but, like, you had lifing as well, because
Life
I think there was one weekend where you're like, "Hey, I'm taking a break." Like, you had a little break. Like, you weren't nonstop. Like, you literally talk about that.
yeah, so especially in the interview phase, I did have to take less breaks, but it was a lot. My whole life split upside down. I had to change jobs. We were moving an hour away from the home I'd been in for 8 years, me and him together for 4 years. Our entire life flipped upside down. So, and again, I've been in education for 10 years. It's all I knew. And so we really, I say we because it was we, but
Mhm.
I definitely took a big leap and definitely get a cash in now, which is great.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things by like July 18th, I was like, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, what am I gonna do? And life has been life, and it's still life. And we still got boxes sitting around this house. We've been here for over a month. Like, but I said, well, I need a desk set up and an office and a
Yep.
computer. And
Yep.
this boxes can wait.
'Cause you
So,
did I did the same thing, like, your story is funny because when I moved 'cause I moved out, like, I moved out when from being married, and all I had for a while if y'all look at my videos, I didn't have this whole setup this whole time. I don't know how it was behind, but I started off at my living room counter, so I didn't even have my desk set up. I had my little office chair, and I said,
mm,
"Okay, I can record videos here. I can talk to people right
oh,
here." With
mhm.
before I had a couch, I was like, "Whoo, I have everything set up now," but I was just focused on the work. I'm like, "Hey, if I wanna get some more money, if I wanna make these moves, if I wanna leave, whatever," 'cause I had left my full-time job to
Oh,
do this full-time.
mm,
So I still contract, but, like, this is my full-time gig. This is my full-time gig.
that's amazing. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah, so I left this. I said, I don't again, I be working on y'all getting jobs. I don't be having time to talk about all the things, but I'm doing all this now just, like from my, I think, vulnerability, but just so I really what I think my whole thing is I really want my whole point in telling these stories is, like, life will continue to life.
Yes. Oh my
Like,
God.
I know, like, we did all this with challenges, which means, like, there are some times where I don't have it. I'm just doing nothing. I can't. Today's doing nothing.
The day of my final interview, I think something happened that morning and I was like crying. My partner was like, "Baby, you have an interview. Who cares about that? Let it go. We are focused." I was like, "Yeah, you're right. You're right. We focused." We had a bad morning that morning. The interview's not till 4. You
Yeah.
have anxiety, y'all know my anxiety girlies. You got all day to sit and think? Okay, like, what? Life always was life and outside of these interview process,
Yeah.
but I also have very supportive friends and family, and all of them knew Jazz. Nephews, I love you. I'll talk see y'all later.
Mhm.
They knew I was focused. Like, don't bother.
Yeah. I got
That's
it.
so mean, but they know me. Like,
Yeah.
I was in because I have to have a job. It's not an if and or but I need
Yeah.
a job.
Yeah.
I'm unemployed right now. That's
Yeah.
not an option.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I did the one thing Jazmin just said don't do is to
Yeah.
leave a job. I
Talk
said, "No."
about do you see why I said it? But so because I know there are people who do it, and the thing is, so give us more advice of like all the things you were able to do. So like,
Yeah.
no, because I know there are people who quit jobs, and that's fine. You can do
Mhm.
that, but that means if you're going to do that, it's fine. However, this is what's required
Yeah.
in the most loving way
Partner
possible.
Jazmin is not your money bank, so you have to make sure your money is right on your
Yes,
own
yes. But I
because
have a
she's
whole money coach.
We're here to get you a job.
Job, yes.
So you gotta make sure things are aligned. I think it's what works best for you. For me, I had to cut the cord. I'm not somebody that can transition. I don't like change, which is hilarious talking
Mm,
about this on this podcast. I'm not somebody who gravitates toward change at all. So for me, my personality, I had to just cut the cord. I had to just
mhm.
do it and just leave. Had I not been moving and my all those things in my personal life also happening, I don't know if I would have left at the same time. I really don't because I had a home. We
Mm,
had a roof over our heads. We were comfortable. Like I could have been fine with the paycheck,
yeah,
right? But so for me, it just aligned with the way my life was going. But and that's not my situation. Some of you probably have to still work while you're doing that, and that's fine. Just know that if it's what you want, any minute you have, dedicate it.
yeah,
I know. And if you got kids, cool. I don't know how to do that.
yeah. But
Congratulations.
people do it. I have one who had twins, and she did it.
My sister got a son, and I don't know how she's doing it, and I don't,
Yeah,
but you can, and you just
yeah.
gotta I knew before she started with you, because she said, "Before I start the program, I gotta do some kinda work, I
Mm,
can't just sit there and do nothing." So she would even find if Sundays, she would find an hour here, an hour there, like, just some kinda time to dedicate towards this journey, and it could be so much as listening to your podcast.
mhm,
That for
mhm,
me was sometimes as much as it was.
mhm.
Like, if all I can do today is sit and listen to her talk about why I need to leave, and that's all I can do today.
I
And
love
some
it.
days are just that.
Yeah.
So, just do that, y'all, and you
Yeah.
deserve it. You
Yeah,
just
you do. That think that's what it is. Like, every educator deserves this type of peace.
you do. I've tried to convince my friends, don't think I haven't. I'm like, "When y'all coming?" "Alright, I'm gonna give y'all 1 more year and I'll leave y'all alone." I got one, I think I'm almost convinced her.
You sell her, you sell them. But
But
I
we did
think the thing is what so how did you and I know you've told it, but, like, selling yourself, so I guess the theme of, like, how can you
yeah.
sell people on maybe the
Oh,
benefits to this? Like, because at the end of the day, like, what was your main reason for wanting to transition? But aside from, "Okay, I
yeah.
wanna get paid," but what
Mhm.
other aspiration do you have for your life that teaching wasn't giving you that, but wasn't giving you?
And that's I should have thought about that too. That's a big part of it. It was not just the financial was a big part. Like I want financial freedom. Like most teachers live paycheck to paycheck. I saw a TikTok of a mom, her and her husband both teachers. They got kids. They can't even make ends meet. Like that's crazy. So for me, I was like, I can't do that financially. I need to have financial freedom. Jasmine, I thought about it every year until the year we met and I started to leave the classroom because I couldn't. I could not do a second job. Every all 8 years I had a second job. All 8 years, whether it was running the after school program, working in the after school program.
Same.
I didn't tutor because I just liked to tutor. I
Same.
needed the
Actually, I think
money.
about it, I always did after school too, yep.
I needed the money, and of course, it helped me be a better teacher, but, like,
Yeah.
realistically, I needed the money. So, that for me was a big thing. Second thing also, I wanted hobbies again. Like,
Mm.
let's just get real, like, I was used to be an avid reader. I had not picked up a book since I started teaching.
Mm,
I had not finished one unless it was a book I had to do for work.
mm.
I had not picked up a book. I used to read all the time, like, just hobbies, like, I wanna try a class in the middle of the day. I wanna go at 12 o'clock and go to Pilates class. I
Yeah.
wanna become a Pilates girly like you guys.
You
I
guys
heard
all
y'all talk
just
about this
go
last
to the gym
pod
in the middle of the day.
like, I wanna do that. I wanna go to the gym in the morning.
Yeah.
I can do that in my other job. I used to go at 4 AM.
Mm.
Well, I'm tired.
Who
You are? You get to
who
gym at
wants
4
to do
AM?
that? That's why I say who wants to struggle? Like, you all don't have to struggle. Like, will it
That
be challenging,
yes.
but you don't have to have a struggle life. Like, like, now that you experience it, especially with some of the education, especially right now, the time this episode is August, I know there are mixed feelings right now.
Woo!
There are mixed feelings right now. There's, like, different things of, like, "You know what? It's not that bad." You start that, "It's not that bad," so put a little
No.
Band-Aid. "It's alright. New classroom, new students, I'm ready."
It'll be better.
Yeah, "Oh, it's fine," and then but deep down, you're like, "Ugh."
Mhm. And that's where I was, and I couldn't do it. Now, like, I haven't finished. I finished 1 book this year, which is crazy. I finished a book for the first time in so long. I'm reading
Yes. Yeah, I got
one.
books. I be reading now. Think and
Like
Grow Rich, all these books. I started reading too.
but that's the thing is, like, I just
Yeah.
want hobbies again. Like, I wanna go to the gym and not
Hobbies.
feel exhausted to go.
Hobbies.
Like and then there's something else, just, like, having and I also do wanna create multiple streams of income for myself.
Yeah.
I was not able to actually start any of that stuff because what happened, I was starting in the summer when I had the time, and
Mm.
as soon as August hit, did. You can't start anything like that making money and then just not keep going, like, you have to.
Yeah. So what are your goals? What are your goals? Do you mind share? What do you wanna share of, like, what next steps are for Miss Jasmine, the sales consultant, the six-figure earner? What's next for her and her family?
So, I kinda wanna get in my TikTok bag like the rest of you
Ah!
girls, and honestly, I think I told you maybe told you that before, and I was like, I really just wanna post on social media, like, I don't wanna be anybody but just me on social media,
Yeah.
and now that I had a job that told me I got my job because they like my personality, it's even more reason. I'm about to be all on TikTok.
Yes. TikTok it up. TikTok
On
it up.
Yes, I wanna just be on social media and not in, like, the sales role necessarily, but just, like, have a presence
Yeah.
because I really thought about it and I didn't do it for so long because of thinking
Teaching. You sound like me.
teaching teaching and thinking I was too much,
Wow.
being on social media again because I
Wow.
was like, "No, my personality is just too much for people. I just want
Mm.
Jokes on
My
y'all. Thank you
personality
so
got you paid.
I wanna venture to that side of things. Digital life,
Yes.
making passive income digitally. I don't know what it looks like yet. I foresee it being something
I
with
got you,
TikTok.
girl. That's what you that's listen, that's all I do. That's literally all I do. But and I think for me, because 'cause I'm on if y'all know I'm on social media. I didn't
Yes.
always have this many followers. I think I have 23,000 followers now. When I started, I remember I was just throwing spaghetti because I also all I wanna do was, like, I work. I do work, and I was able to once I left education, I worked corporate, and then I was able to start a business because I didn't have time. I finished my doctorate. I was able to finish after I left, and then I was like, "Hey, what else do I wanna do?" And I was like, I've always wanted to teach confidence. What can I do with this? Is there coaching? What can I do online?" And again, I found a program because once you get all the degrees, I finished my doctorate. I was like, "What else can I learn?" Like, I had the opportunity
Yeah.
to have a hobby. I was like, "Okay, let me do this." I'm like, "Oh, let me do some business things." And I remember it was like it was very similar to how you all are with teaching, like or like transitioning out. Like I remember I joined the program and they're like, "Oh, what do you want to do?" I was like, "I want to join. I want to have a business. I want to make $50,000 a month." Yep. I only want this much.
Love
Want
it.
this much. And that's how some people are with salary negotiations. Like, I want $100,000. I'm like, you have to, there's a strategy for getting that. So
Strategy.
there's strategy. You can get
Following the
it.
right things.
You
Following
can
the right
get it, but you do have to do it differently. So I just remember me
Yes.
like going through that whole journey, but like I learned the whole thing and I was like, wow, I'm doing this. And then I was already on TikTok and I was trying to figure out what to talk about because I was just throwing whatever. I just said I was throwing whatever. I have some random viral videos that I have taken down. I was not always talking about teaching on TikTok. I just want to be on
Mhm.
social media and yeah. But I joined this program and I was like, "Okay, I want to coach people. I want to teach people confidence." And they're okay, you got to coach people on something that they want to pay for. And I was like, "Well, why don't they want to pay for confidence?" And then
But
I joined, why don't you want this confidence? Like, why don't you want this? So that's all I wanted to do was make videos.
I
Like, you just want to have confidence. But my coach, you got to go on here and talk about what people want to hear about. And now I was like, well, people do ask me questions about leaving teaching. I was like, some people do ask me that. Some people do
Yes.
ask me the question. They're like, okay, well, there you go. And I said, okay, boom. That's how
Mhm.
I've evolved to this whole program with social media. Like, I did not get to do all this until I left teaching because I could not upload a video. So you will be able to have that benefit of just posting online, whatever, and then finding a way to monetize your presence. Because even with my business being successful, like my first year business, it's a six-figure business. Like I
That's
went quick. I went quick. And it was just
See,
because thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And
that's
it was because I listened to my coach. I just listened because if had I said nope, I just want to talk about full circle, I am teaching confidence now, just in a
Yeah.
specific way. But I say all that to say, like, this is more than just a paycheck to paycheck. Like, yes, you want to make more money, but like once you get it, okay, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? And I'm glad that you are able to have hobbies. And this is still the beginning. Like you're gonna be able to start dreaming now. And I'm just so excited. I'm just so, so, so excited for you. I'm so proud of you. I've given your
Mhm.
flowers before. I think I told you all the time also. I'm like, you are a star. I have to tell her this every week. Cause a lot of y'all also think they're like, okay, how does Jasmine do it so great? I'm like, no,
You have this natural confidence. I'm
but
like, "No, yo, I'm struggling."
I'm over here getting Jasmine. She's getting, yeah, yeah, I did get 5 interviews, but still, she still had a problem. I was like, Jasmine, stop having problems.
Problems, find a problem. Y'all, I'm not confident. Please don't think that.
You
I
are
just
confident. You just needed your mindset just needs to be
Action.
refocused.
There you go, change your thoughts. I
Yes.
am confident, I just need a better mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Shift my mindset. See, I'm still working, y'all. It's a work in
Yes.
progress.
It's a constant game. And I've been self coaching myself too. Like I literally pull up my self coaching exercise when I'm
Yeah,
getting into it because I'm a Jasmine. If you are a Jasmine, listen, come on.
we hear
I
you. We see
coach
you.
myself. I'm like, okay, how? Sometimes I'll start with how I'm feeling. I'm like, how am I
Yes.
feeling? Anxious. Why? I just
Yep.
why? What am I thinking? And I go down the model. So that coaching, but oh my gosh, we have been yapping, but I have enjoyed working with you. We are not done yapping ever. So
Ever.
this is not a goodbye, but tell us like any last parting words that you want to share to the people who are just now thinking about leaving. the ones who know they wanna leave, but maybe they're doing it by themselves, the veterans, any all like, speak to the people, like, to the version of you when you first started. What do you wanna say?
You're not alone. First off, there is a whole sea of us out here. Don't feel guilty. Yes, you poured your probably all your college money, all your time and past 10, whatever, however long. I get it, but don't feel guilty. It's okay to make the change. It's okay to do something different, and it's okay to not know. It's
Mhm.
okay to ask for help. It's okay to lean into who you are and let that also shine too, as well as on all the knowledge. Just
Yeah.
be open to everything. Just be open and be okay. And know you're great no matter what you're doing, and you're still gonna be able to get back. You're still gonna have a rewarding job that's gonna make a difference and impact, and it can look just a little bit different, and it's okay to be like, be a little selfish. It's okay to want more for your life.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
okay, and that doesn't mean anything's wrong.
Say that again. Say that again. Say that again.
It's okay to be selfish and to want more for your life. It is okay.
Yes, and I even like the word selfish, so, like, I am a words person, like, what
It's not even
like,
selfish.
'cause it's not even and it may feel selfish to put yourself first, but it like, why would we want in the most loving way to not be in a space where you can't put yourself first?
Exactly. Yes, what you just said.
Mm,
You gotta put your especially when it comes to your career. You spend 8 hours a day doing that thing.
yeah,
You gotta love it, and if you're not loving it at work and education, it's okay to leave.
yeah, yeah,
It's not selfish. It's actually the best thing you could ever do for you and those kids.
yeah, I think I'm gonna end with that, like, give yourself permission to put yourself first.
Yes.
Like, you give yourself permission because sometimes people there's, like, self-trust, there's self-confidence, but, like, believe that you are worthy of putting yourself first, and with
Mm,
you putting yourself first, things are gonna change, but just give yourself permission, give yourself grace, give yourself love. This was I feel like I talk about it's, like, very equivalent to, like, leaving marriage. I didn't plan on when I got married,
right?
I was not planning on divorcing because why would I do that? But
Well, who
I
does
went into it and then I said, "Okay, I'm not happy anymore. This
that?
doesn't actually work. This is not what I signed up for, like, this
Mm,
particular marriage." And does that make me a bad person? No. Like, did I
mm,
feel thoughts about it? I did, but ultimately, I was not happy. I was not putting myself first, and I allowed myself to. Now doing that, was it easy? No. I quit my job. I left that marriage. I started a business and at the same time.
you were
I
probably
don't know
like,
how I
"Oh,
did that.
you did though, and you're look now, and look now."
Yes, and I do it just, like, helping
So
people.
true.
But what I did, I didn't let any of those stop me. I just gave myself permission to put myself first and what the work was required, and for me, my desire was really ultimately, like, all these teachers cannot go out here getting like, being underpaid no more. And I
There.
found out how to do this, and you deserve to put yourself first. Well, thank you for coming to the Pretty Rich Teacher podcast. I did so everyone listening, and I'll say it one more time, goodbye. I keep saying goodbye, but I did drop that 5 beliefs required to transition out of education. It's on my email list for people. So I have that training that I normally give to my clients, but I put it out there for the 5 beliefs. So make sure you're on the email
Mhm.
list to get it. If you cannot find it, email me or DM me and I'll or just get back on the list. I'm gonna put it out there. But thank you for coming and sharing your wisdom and your story. You are so inspiring. I know you're even if you just help one person, like that one person that you help life change today is so grateful for you. So I'm giving you flowers and your kudos. So thank you so much for sharing your story.
No problem. Like, look, and if y'all need any help, you can find me, reach out. I love making connections.
Yes, you're the networker.
Yes, I love it. I eat it up now. So please, if you have any questions and want help or just want someone to talk to and vent to, I got you.
Yes. Thank you for inviting
Thank you.
Oh, have a great rest of your day, girl.
Thank you. Thank you, Jasmine, for having me on. I loved it.
And thank you for listening to my podcast, the only podcast. And now you're on the only podcast you've ever listened to.
I'm to your other episode right now.
Yes,
Okay.
go listen to it. Go listen to it.